Now, let us consider this numerical example. The problem is the linear momentum of a particle as a function of time t is given by the equation P is equal to a plus bt, where a comma b are constants. What is the force acting on the particle? This is problem number 1 in academy textbook. From the knowledge of definition of momentum, we have from Newton's law, the rate of change of momentum is called force. So, I will do one thing. So, given, see, given. So, what is given? Momentum P is equal to a plus bt, where a comma b are constants and t is time. What is rate of momentum? That means differentiate it with respect to times, d by dt of p momentum. This is nothing but d by dt of a plus bt. This is equal to, since a is constant, it is 0, d by dt of bt, it is nothing but b, simply its value is b. dp by dt is equal to b. But from theoretical knowledge we have, the rate of change of momentum is nothing but force. That's why in the place of this dp by dt, we can write force is equal to, force mean F is equal to simply B. So, this is the right answer. Once again, the momentum, the linear momentum of a particle as function of time t is given by the equation P is equal to a plus bt, where a comma b are constants. What is the force acting on the particle? This is the given problem. See, what is the solution? In the problem, the momentum P is given as a plus bt. I am doing the differentiation on either side. What is the differentiation of P? d by dt of P with respect to time. Why, sir? Rate of change of momentum is equal to force acting. That's why what we are going to calculate this force, but this force is equal to rate of change of momentum. That's why I am differentiating the given expression of momentum with respect to time, hence the force acting is nothing but B. It's a simple but theory related problem. Problem number 2 from academy textbook. In this case, calculate the time needed for a net force of 5 Newton to change the velocity of a 10 kg mass by 2 meter per second. Here, how to solve this problem? So, what is the data given problem? What is the net force acts? F is equal to 5 Newton, right? Change the velocity of a 10 kg mass, given mass as 10 kg. What else? Change the velocity of 10 kg mass by 2 meter per second. Change of velocity is given. What do you mean by change of velocity? Final velocity minus initial velocity. Nothing but v minus u is given as 2 meter per second. What we want, what we are going to calculate is what is the time needed. Time needed. That's why simply t is equal to question mark. T is question mark. Which factor relates these items? Clearly we have force F is equal to ma. From this standard equation, we can write the same as m into v minus u by tv. Now, our job is simply substitute the data given in the problem. F is equal to, in the place of F, directly shall replace the value this is 5 Newton, F 10 into what is V minus U? It is nothing but 2. T we have to calculate. Taking this is equal to 10 into 2, 20 divided by 5, nothing but 4. 6 is time, the units will be seconds. So, the time required is 4 seconds. In this case, a ball of mass m is thrown vertically upward from the ground. A height h before it momentarily comes to rest. If g gravity, what is the impulse received by the ball due to gravitational force during its flight? And given neglect air resistance may not be taken into consideration. Coming to the solution, here what we have to calculate? We are going to calculate what is the impulse. What is the impulse received by the ball? What information you have regarding this impulse? From our theoretical knowledge, impulse is nothing but the product of force and the time for which it acts. Once again, impulse is nothing but the product of force and the time for which it acts. So, what is the force acting? F is equal to ma into, here T means total time of flight of a vertically projected body. When a body is projected vertically from ground level, what is the total time taken to reach the maximum height? It is nothing but time of ascent. After reaching to the maximum height, how can we decide? In the problem it is mentioned before momentarily it comes to rest. It comes to rest at the highest point only. That is why it is time of ascent and time taken to fall down to ground, which is nothing but time of descent. So, time of ascent plus time of descent is equal to total time of flight. So, in the place of T, we will write 2u by g. What is the acceleration in case of a vertically moving body? It is nothing but S gravitational pull. So, mg into 2u by g. So, g you can cancel this, the net value is 2mu. Directly the mass is given as m, no problem. Here u means what is the initial velocity with which the body was projected up. It is not mentioned in the problem. So, which we will get of kinematics. Kinematics in vertical motion, when a body is projected with an initial velocity u, as it moves up, what happened? Its velocity decreases because Earth's acceleration pull acts downwards, and finally it becomes 0. Making use of the formula v square minus u square is equal to 2gh. What is v final velocity? The final velocity is 0 minus u square. For 2 I am writing as is 2. Since moving up, we have to write this value as minus g and h. Nothing but minus u square is equal to minus 2gh. Gets cancelled. And coming to this value, u is equal to square root of 2gh. So, we can substitute this in the above solution. The value is 2m into square root of 2gh. This is the final answer. Once again I am repeating. Here we have to calculate what is the impulse received. The formula for impulse is the product of force and the time for which it acts. I is equal to, in the place of F, ma into 2u by g, where because 2u by g is the total time of flight. In case of vertically moving body, acceleration is replaced by g. So, mg into, in the place of time 2u by g gets cancelled, 2mu. Here the only unknown factor is u. We can calculate the value of u using the relation v square minus u square is equal to 2gh. Final velocity is 0 because we are calculating to the maximum height only. At the maximum height of the body, the velocity is taken as 0. That's why u is equal to square root of 2gh. Hence, the final value is 2m into square root of 2gh is the final answer. Right? Next problem, problem number 4. A constant force acting on a body of mass 3 kg changes its speed from 2 meter per second to 3.5 meter per second in 25 seconds. The direction of motion of the body remains unchanged. What is the magnitude and direction of the force? In the data given, mass of the body is given. So, mass m is equal to 3 kg. What is its initial speed? Initial speed u is equal to 2 meter per second. What is its final speed? V is equal to 3.5 meter per second. In what time? In 25 seconds. What we are going to calculate? What is the magnitude and the direction of the force? That means here force we have to calculate. This is the data. Mass is given, initial velocity, final velocity, and the time for which force acts were given. Now we are going to calculate F is equal to ma. So very simple problem. And what we have basically, which relation, which formula connects all these? F is equal to ma, once again, which is nothing but m into v minus u by t. By substituting all these values, what is the mass? It is given as 3 into final velocity 3.5 minus initial velocity, it is 2 divided by time 25. This is nothing but 3 into 3.5 minus 2, nothing but 1.5 divided by 25, which is nothing but 4.5 divided by 25. For calculation purpose, it is convenient to write this one as 45 by 250. That's all. Since it is force, you have to write Newton is the right answer. And one more question is included. Magnitude, okay, this is okay. And coming to what is the direction? What will be the direction of the force? It will be in the direction of motion of the body. No doubt in it. Force acts on the body and it causes change in the momentum in the direction of the applied force. So it is also in the direction of motion of the body. That is the right answer. Fine. Next problem. An astronaut accidentally gets separated out of his small spaceship accelerating in interstellar space at a constant rate of 100 meter per second square. What is the acceleration of the astronaut? The instant after he is outside the spaceship was mentioned, assume that there are no nearby stars to exert gravitational force on. So very beautiful question, which is theory related. An astronaut, a accident gets separated from his spaceship. Where the astronaut will be? In the space. Whereas he is accelerating at a rate of 100 meter per second square before bails off. Now, what is the acceleration of the astronaut? The incident after he is outside the spaceship. To have some acceleration, definitely any body should be acted by some of the force. But in the given condition, there are no nearby stars to exert gravitational force. For your information, gravitational force is not only due to Earth but also due to the nearby planets also. Yet the condition is there are no nearby stars to exert gravitational force. He is in space, that means he is out of atmosphere, hence Earth's acceleration due to gravity does not act on him. Moreover, there are no nearby stars which execute gravitational force. So there is no possibility for force acting on this astronaut. Since there is no force, there is no possibility for acceleration, because force is nothing but the product of mass and acceleration. As no net force, this one becomes 0. So he experiences 0 acceleration when he bails out from his spaceship. Next problem, a bullet of mass 0.04 kg moving with a speed of 90 meter per second enters a heavy wooden block and is stopped after a distance of 60 centimeter. What is the average resistance force exerted by the block on the bullet? First, I will try to visualize the concept. It is a wooden block. Now, a bullet was fired into this. This is a bullet. It is a general knowledge. When it strikes it, it will pierce. That means it will move up to certain distance inside the block and finally comes to rest. And the distance through which it was moved was given as 60 centimeter. 60 centimeter. Now, our job is we have to find what is the force exerted by the block on the bullet. Having data, the bullet of mass, that means mass m is given as 0.04 kg. With what velocity is moving? We have to consider this as initial velocity. It is 90 meter per second. Then what would be the final velocity? It comes to stop. It comes to stop means final velocity is equal to 0. What is the average force exerted? So we have to calculate the value of force now. Clear? We have F is equal to mA. Since we have mass already, we have to calculate the acceleration. So indirectly, what is the acceleration of this system? We have from simple kinematics, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Here v is 0 minus u square, u means 90 square, is equal to 2 into a into s. What is the distance travelled? We can substitute its value also. Be careful, here it is 60 centimeter. S is equal to 60 centimeter, which is nothing but 0.6 meters. 0.6. From this we can calculate the value of A as with negative sign. 19 square, it is nothing but 1800 divided by and 2 into 0.6. By calculation, it is nothing but 6750 meter per second square. This is acceleration. After calculating this acceleration, what we want? We need the force required. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. What is the mass? 0.6. No, what is the mass? 0.04 into acceleration 6750. On calculation, it is nothing but 270 Newton. Negative sign indicates that it shows resistance to the motion of this body. That means this force will act in the opposite direction. So 270 Newton force act on the bullet in order to stop it after piercing through the given distance. Next problem, the motion of a particle of mass m is described by the equation y is equal to ut plus half gt square. Find the force acting on the particle. Good. Here the motion of the particle whose mass is m is described by y is equal to ut plus half gt square. It is similar as something else. Just to think over what is the given. The displacement y is equal to ut plus half gt square. On the left hand side we have displacement. If we differentiate the equation with respect to times, we get velocity of the body. It is nothing but d by dt of y. It is nothing but d by dt of ut plus half at square. See, if we differentiate this term, we get u, and if we differentiate this term, 2 into 1 by 2 into at. 2 into 1 by 2 into at. This t gets cancelled. So, the net value is u plus at. This is the velocity. Okay, in the place of a here, this is g. So, u plus gt is the right answer. Once again, in the place of a, it is g. Clear? If we differentiate the same, again with respect to times, differentiate with respect to times. If we differentiate displacement, the rate of displacement is called velocity. If we differentiate velocity, the rate of velocity is called acceleration. Acceleration. So, acceleration A is equal to dv by dt. So, differentiate the above expression, which is nothing but u plus gt with respect to time. Then we have A is equal to, this is a constant, and simply we have this value as g. The mass of the particle is given as m. That is why the final answer, force F is nothing but ma. In the place of a, simply substitute its value, though. So, the final answer is mg. So, displacement of a particle is given as a function of time, and we are asked to calculate what is the force acting on the particle. Once we differentiate the displacement equation to obtain velocity, after this once again we differentiate this to get a acceleration value. After getting acceleration, according to Newton's law, F is equal to ma. In the place of a, simply its value g was substituted. Consider one more example basing on law of conservation of momentum. See this problem. A shell of mass 0.02 kg is fired by a gun of mass 100 kg. If the muzzle speed of the shell is 80 meter per second, what is the recoil speed of the gun? I think somewhat the vocabulary is away from our routine language. Here muzzle speed means when you fire a bullet, the bullet delivers with velocity, that is muzzle speed. Here the given data is mass of the gun is given, mass of the gun simply nothing but mg, say it is 100 kg, oh heavier, it is very heavier, and what is the muzzle speed of the shell? That means a bullet. Shall we write velocity of the bullet? This is equal to how much? 80 meter per second. of course, the mass of the shell, that means mass of the bullet is given as 0.02 kg, 0.02 kg. What we have to find out is recoil speed of the gun, nothing but velocity of the gun is equal to question mark. Okay, are you comfortable? Mass of the gun is 100 kg, velocity of the bullet which is given as muzzle speed of the shell, bullet both are same, it is 80 meter per second, and mass of the bullet 0.02 kg, and velocity of the gun, recoiling velocity of the gun we are going to calculate. Right, before starting the problem, let us check whether all the item given data is in the same units, kg, meter per second, kg, good, all are in SI system. So directly we can go for a problem. According to the law of conservation of momentum, the momentum must be conserved. That's why total momentum of the gun and the total momentum of the bullet must be same. That's why I will write the formula as mg into vg is equal to mb into vb. What this is? This is nothing but mg into vg. It is nothing but the momentum of the gun is equal to mb into vb. It is nothing but the momentum of the bullet. These two are equal. So now we are going to calculate this factor Vg. Therefore, velocity of the gun is equal to mb Vb divided by, it is nothing but mg, mass of the gun. Simply substitution, mass of the bullet 0.02 into velocity of the bullet. Velocity of the bullet is 80 meter per second divided by mass of the gun, it's nothing but 100. Coming to calculative part, 0.02 into 80, nothing but 0.16. Sorry, one more digit, it is nothing but 1.6 divided by 100. So we can write the same as 1.6 into 10 power minus 2, coming to units for velocity, meter per second. Meter per second. Coming to 10 power minus 2, we can write the same as 1.6 centimeter per second also. Both are correct. This is called recoiling velocity. Recoiling velocity of the gun is equal to 1.6 into 1.6 centimeter per second. Let us go for one more numerical example where law of conservation of momentum, but with the inclination, certain inclination we will calculate in this problem. See, a batsman deflects a ball by an angle of 60 degrees without changing its initial speed. That means with which the bowler throws the ball, it deflects through certain angle but with the same speed. Okay, the initial speed which is equal to 54 km per hour, kmph. It's a different expression used for velocity. Mind it, it is not SI unit, we have to change it. Now what we want, what is the impulse imparted to the ball? Now we have to calculate the impulse imparted, and one more information is mass of the ball is given as 0.15 kg. Right, let us list out so what is the data given is. Starting from this point, mass of the ball is, mass of the ball m is equal to 0.15 kg. Good, kg is SI unit, that's why no need of conversion. And what is the angle given? Angle is equal to 60 degrees. And one more thing is initial speed v is given as 54 kmph. Here we have to convert this. To convert the kilometer per hour to meter per second, the multiplying factor is 5 by 18 into 5 by 18. Automatically 18 3s and 3 5s 15. It comes to an important conversion. generally committing mistake is keeping this as it is. If you go for calculation, you get wrong answer. Be careful. This way, and what else we have this. Now you have to calculate what is the impulse. Impulse is equal to question mark. What do you mean by impulse? From theory knowledge you have. Impulse is nothing but the change in momentum. The change in momentum is called impulse. So we have to find out what is the change in momentum. Let us consider the case once. See, this is the direction of the ball. In this direction the ball comes and it was deflected by the bat. See, this is the position of the bat. This is the position of the bat, and it deflects by 60 degrees. Good concept and interesting also. This is the ball. When it arrives, the batsman deflects it through 60. So be careful here, this total angle is given, this is as 60. Now just what I am doing is, for simplifying purpose, I am drawing a normal to this bat, normal. If this total is equal to 60, what would be this angle? Very simple, it is a half. If total is 60, this will be 30 degrees and this will be 30 degrees. Yes, our job is over. Resolve this into two components. One is towards the bat, perpendicular to the bat, and one is horizontal. Here, one is away from the bat and in the horizontal direction. As we discussed in the theory class, there is no change in the horizontal component. That's why change in momentum should be measured in vertical direction only. What is this? If we consider this one as mu positive, this one should be away from the bat since it is minus mu. So the net value is change in momentum is change in momentum. Change in momentum is equal to minus 2 mu cos theta. Be alert, it's a very sensitive thing. If the angle made by the ball with the bat is mentioned, it comes to sin. Coming to here, this is cos theta you have to. So this is cos theta. Now simply substitution. Only this negative sign indicates the direction of the momentum. Of course, it is not asked in the question. So it is additional information only. 2 okay. Coming to mass of the ball 0.15 kg into coming to velocity with which it was thrown, this is 15, and coming to cos theta, cos 30, nothing but root 3 by 2. This 2 gets cancelled, it's a numerical part. 0.15 into 15, 15 is 225. Of course, it is nothing but 2.25 root 3. Since it is impulse, the change in momentum is taken. Unit is nothing but Newton second is the right answer.